Rhinos' new coach Dean Lance will have his first taste of Cup rugby at Featherstone. If there are to be any shocks for the Super League teams, then Lee might just upset New Wakefield signing Bobby Goulding's plans for a 6th Cup final appearance. Bradford have enjoyed 2 finals and 3 semi-finals in recent years, but the Challenge Cup itself still eludes the club, as it has done since 1949. No previous cup form, of course, for the Giants. Their history starts today. But clubs still competing for that same cup that cost just £60 in 1896. And Richard Duckingfield, as ever at pitch side, is taking a look at the repairs and refurbishment done to that famous old trophy.
Yes, Ray, this great old trophy is a silent story of the inflationary times that we've lived in, because that refurbishment cost nothing like £60. It actually cost £20,000, and the Rugby League only expect this trophy to last for the next 2 years. By then, it'll probably be replaced by a completely new trophy. But you can bet that the Bulls hope to get their hands on it before then, Ray.
Yes, and somebody's put a nice shine on it too. Little change to the Bulls lineup of last season. Just 2 new faces in the pack. At number 15 from Salford, Hudson Smith, and at loose forward, former Australian Test player Brad Mackay. But it's all change at the McAlpine Stadium, where coach John Keir includes just 2 players from the starting lineup of the Huddersfield team last year, Gene Namu and Paul Riley. The first match, of course, of the season, always a test of players' fitness. We've had a few friendly games over the past month, but I think both teams are up for this, Jonathan.
Well, they have to be. It's no second chances, and I just feel that it is like a pre-season tournament, really. The friendlies aren't a great test of character, and this is a huge game and a very, very difficult task to come to Bradford. They've been unbeaten, 22 occasions here, and this is a fortress, and they've got to start as favourites.
Well, as you indicate, Jonathan, 22 matches since they last lost here, and one man responsible for that. Robbie Paul, former Lance Todd Trophy winner for his hat-trick of tries at Wembley back in '96 against St Helens. And Dale Lawton, the captaincy, been handed to him after his good form in the pre-season matches. And a welcome testimonial this year, 10 years in the game. Big, powerful forward, Dale Lawton. The pitch in very good condition considering the snow that fell there this morning. Steve Presley looks very cold, but one of the up-and-coming referees, Castleford lad, been on the Grade 1 panel now for several years. Very strong wind blowing from the left of our screens to that far corner. So I think the winning of this toss could be quite vital, Jonathan.
Yeah, I think it's I know it's going downfield, maybe slightly across, and it's always going to be difficult. It's a very, very big pitch, and it'll be interesting to see, the 40-20 kicks, how they go today.
All 9 televised matches in this year's Silk Cut Challenge Cup, including the final at Murrayfield, of course, will benefit from the big screen, and a vital aid will be our video referee if he's called upon to take any tricky decisions. The man in charge will be Jerry Kershaw. So, the first of the Challenge Cup round matches involving the Super League teams, and an all Yorkshire derby. Huddersfield kicking off in the famous claret and gold jerseys, and Bradford receiving in a new strip, all white, but with the traditional red and black amber piping.
Yeah, the Giants have got a very experienced pack of forwards. Got Lawton, and Malloy there, 2 internationals, and again Lomax, he's had the Australian Rugby League experience, and of course Jeff Hardy, so they'll know what to do, but they've got to match him up front right from the start.
James Laws using Paul Anderson on the charge. 19 stone 10 this forward Anderson. He really takes some hauling down. Oh, and he enjoys it, doesn't he? Good kick there from Henry Paul, using that crosswind that we mentioned. Tricky one there. Oh, just got hold of it with Chris Thorman. So the pressure on the Giants straight away. very big, powerful Bradford side. A three-quarter line, Jonathan, weighing 60 stone, would you believe?
Well, it's a huge battle, isn't it? You've got Withers, who isn't small, but David Boyle plays in the forwards a second on. Scott Naylor is a huge centre, very, very physical. But again, the half-back combination, you know, will be the trick. The forwards, if they do their work, very, very talented half-back combinations on both sides.
Jeff Hardy. The ball they're holding up in the wind. Good run out there by Michael Withers. Withers again, sensibly holding the ball down on this side, and down there on the touchline, of course, Dick.
Yeah, there was torrential rain here yesterday, there was sleet and snow today, but the Ulster pitch is in remarkably good condition. It's really firm, though I expect the players who are wearing long studs are expected to plough up. The wind, a strong blustery wind, is favouring the Bulls.
Robbie Paul going down the left-hand side. Tremendous burst there from Paul. Leon Price, but good sliding defence there from Huddersfield. Jeff Hardy in well. Still Bradford. Delicate little kick. Well read. Oh, I think John Keir, the Huddersfield Sheffield coach, Jonathan, knew what was going to happen there when James Lowes was in possession.
Yeah, he's a huge play for Bradford. You watch him here, you looked at the options. It's a lovely little kick. Now know that the ball will come back. If they can stop James Lowes, you know, near the try line, they'll be into the shout.
Steve Presley just stopping play for a minute. And he wants some clarification from the... No, he doesn't. He wants a different ball on.
All right,
well, there must be something wrong with the pressure.
Stay behind.
He's happy enough now.
Shoulders in down.
McDermott, regular in this Bulls pack. Using that short side and using Hudson Smith, a lad who didn't quite fit in at Salford, went on his travels and now hooked up here at Odsal. Mike Forshaw, number 12. But again, good solid tackling from Jeff Hardy. Lowes tangled up there. Hudson Smith again. Forward pass, knock on.
Well, they're not happy with that. Let's see what happens here. You know, he gets, well, that was no way forward. Come off the leg, didn't touch the hand. And Bradford are slightly unlucky there, but a dreadful pass there by Hudson Smith.
Hold, the ball's miles away. Well done, you two. Don't push. In, lock
Bradford,
in, move.
the Challenge Cup winners 4 times. Not much difference in those pack weights, but I think the real difference is in that three-quarter line. The Giants just quietly bringing that ball away. I think a lot of these players, Jonathan, will want to adjust to the pace of the game, being the first game for many of them. Yeah,
it's always difficult, you know, it's first penalty of the match, and they'll be thankful for that because they weren't making much yardage there. So, you know, they'll be happy with a relieving kick.
Pitch, as Jonathan said, very heavy. But that suits John Keir. He told me that he wanted a dogfight in the middle. He wanted a forward battle. He's very happy with his forward strength. Richard Marshall and referee Steve Presley taking the Bradford side back the full 10 metres. We've had a clamp down on the referees this season for the 10 metres. Sali Salvatabur, dual Fijian international, number 1 for the Giants. David Lomax, former Newcastle Knights player. Clinch. Interesting battle, Jonathan, between the Antipodeans, Clinch and Namu, and the 2 Paul brothers at half-back.
Yeah, very interesting. They've got great kicking games. You know, they put people through gaps, but, you know, if you can close the Paul brothers down, you're halfway there. They had a tremendous pairing and great individuals. You know, if one's quiet, The other one usually has a big game, so you know they are a great combination.
Come on.
Those using the blind side a lot. And there we see an offside decision. Well, I was only just saying that the referee's controller, Greg McCallum, has instructed the referees that they must have their teams 10 metres back. Paul to Brad Mackay, his first real touch of the ball, this ex-Kangaroo tourist. Good burst there by Smith, good pass too. Terrific play there from the Bradford Bulls pack. 9 metres from the Giants line. Henry Paul can't quite get through. Good tackle there by Paul Riley. Once again, Lowe's trying that little kick. One tackle remaining. Robbie Paul. Oh, that's hovering in the wind. It's a tricky one. Price is underneath it. Oh, and he scored. Superb flighting of the kick. Leon Price was underneath it. He has the advantage in height. 6'1". And he's over at the corner. First try to the Bulls.
Yeah, I was saying earlier on, John, keep you worried about the offloading in the tackle, and he'll have to stop that. But they kept them out, and you know, great. I thought they were unlucky not to get the ball back with 6 more tackles. But Chris, watch this kick. Plenty of time. They've got to put pressure on the kicker. It's a fantastic kick. It hangs in the wind. He's underneath it. Price has got the advantage. He's coming with a running start. Gets up. That's a fantastic kick. You watch, it's always difficult there for Thorman. He's just standing on it. You know, he can't get any momentum into the leap. Price is taller, but a great kick.
And Paul to take the kick. Certainly a perfectly flighted ball. Now then, can Henry Paul put this over from the touchline? He's kicking into the wind itself as it comes across there. Oh, and it's a good one. Superb judgment there from the Kiwi. No hesitation at all. And smiles on the Bradford fans' faces. 6-0 to the Bulls.
Well, Henry Paul's got to take the kick in. He's over. You've got Steve McNamara, of course, has gone to Wakefield. So, but a great start. But they have to put pressure on the kicker. You know, it's just a simple take.
I think what we saw there, Jonathan, well, we can see a bloodied nose already, but that won't bother him, although he should be in the blood bin now under the rules now. But I think what we saw there, Jonathan, was the sheer size and strength we were talking about of that Bradford Bulls three-quarter line. A 15-stone Leon Price.
He is, a big lad, very quick, and he's a great talent. And you know, he had the running start on him.
And there's a 19-stone 10, Paul Anderson. All the pressure on the Giants at the moment. Paul to Naylor. Bounces off a couple of tackles, but that's a good cover tackle from David Lomax. Number 11 for Huddersfield. Hudson Smith favouring this right-hand side. This is the third or fourth time we've seen Hudson Smith favouring this right-hand side. Lows again. This time Henry Paul with a beautifully flighty kick again. Price is there. He just knocks it on. Oh, they really are testing the young foreman over there.
Again, that's a fantastic leap and a tremendous effort to get it on the second attempt. Very unfortunate. This guy is a star. You know, he's got all the abilities.
Former captain of the England schools, Leon Price, made his debut for England against France in November, and just 18 years of age. Huddersfield then, just I think trying to hold the ball for this series of 6 tackles. They need to settle down.
It's no coincidence really that those Bradford Bulls kicks are going into that corner, because young Chris Thorman there, still a teenager, not really found a proper position yet. He has played half-back, he's on the wing today, but I think the Bulls suspect there's a weakness there.
Well, I think weakness or not, Jonathan, anyone would have problems under this crosswind.
Yeah, it's not a weakness, it's just taking advantage of Leroy Price's his size, and he runs onto the ball very, very strongly. What the Giants have to do now is just keep possession for a bit. They've been tackling, for the first 10 minutes of this game. They need possession.
Better play from Huddersfield here now. Namu switching play back to Riley. Johnny Lawless enacting back to Hardy, using the big centre, Carl Lovell. Namu again, and Clinch in midfield. Again, not the best of kicks, but well recovered from that young lad Riley, former Mole Green amateur, just making his way in the game. And a tester for Price himself, he's up to it. A risky pass, but he gets away with it. Superb play by Paul to Naylor. Taking some holding down this right-hand side is Scott Naylor. Another 14.5 stone man. McAvoy stealing a march down the right-hand side. And it's speed of the play of the ball from Bradford Bulls, I think, Jonathan, that's disconcerting this Giants team.
Yeah, and also you need Namu and Clinch to come in and dominate what's happening. Everything's going so well for Bradford Bulls, and now they've got a penalty, but the half-backs for the Giants have got to take control. You had Paul Riley there kicking in no man's land, a dreadful kick, and there's no direction from the half-backs.
Well, referees Greg McCallum insisted that there would be a clamp down on the offsides.
Safe for both sides, Paul. Safe for both sides. They can't be big if you're not moaning yet. Brian McDermott says if they stood in front, we're not involved, it don't matter.
Henry Paul then with this kick, 40 metres out, got a good strong following wind behind him.
And also he'll be very confident now, because it was he got a first difficult kick over.
Really just needs to loft this high and let those currents get hold of it. Oh, he does. But he needs the assistance of the far upright. But it's 2 points no matter how he goes over that crossbar. So another penalty goal for Paul, and 8 points to 0 for Bradford.
Yeah, I think that Huddersfield and Sheffield Giants have got to hang on in now. They're under pressure, they're not having any ball, and they're turning the pressure into points. Bradford Bulls are so, the experienced heads of Lomax, Malloy and Lawton and Hardy have got to, pick their game up and try and get some possession.
Behind, good.
Well picked up there by the prop forward. And, we've commented on his size and power, Jonathan. Displays a fine turn of speed there.
Yeah, I wouldn't like to be standing in front of him.
Oh, good tackling. Good tackling. Copybook stuff there from Johnny Lawless and David Lomax. Smith again trying to find a way down this right-hand side. The snow begins to come down here at Odsall. Lowe's again. McAvoy. Good pass from Lowe's back to Henry Paul. Oh, an even better one from Henry Paul. Mackay. Well,
I thought Forshaw made the wrong decision there. He had an overlap of 4-2. He just had to straighten up. What he tried to do was take the tackle and offload to Mackay, but with an overlap he should have straightened up and try and get Leroy Price away again.
Yeah, and there's a blood bin there for a...
It goes, it's blood. It goes.
Huddersfield player Richard Marshall in the blood bin. Physiotherapist there, Karen Smith, trying to staunch that blood. I'm sure we'll see him back before the afternoon is out.
Balls, both sides. Stevie, Dale, square to play the ball. Both sides, not just you.
Martin Gleeson, the youngster, just 19 years of age, former academy lad, did have a run out in the pre-season trial at St Helens.
Don't take me, Brad.
Savatabur.
Brad, don't take me. One, here.
Lomax. Sheffield Eagles coach John Keir relished a forward battle, but it's the Bradford Bulls pack that's getting on top at the moment.
Yeah, defence is very well organised. They're moving up very quickly, and you know they're dominating the game at the moment.
Good click there from Clinch. It may be Bradford's head and ball, but a kick like that, Jonathan, it does give you a little confidence. It does get you near to the opposition line.
Yeah, really, it'd been a lot happier if the ball would have stayed in field and put pressure on Leon Price and leave Chris Thorman have a little bit of a say in the game.
So.
Stay! Well listen, Huddersfield, well listen. One, go.
Naylor. Good tackle there by Riley again. Coming up well in the line, the Huddersfield youngster. Little bit of holding down there, but Lawes using that blind side again. Bradford coming a lot down this right-hand side. They must fancy a weakness. Oh, and I think holding down.
You'll stop milking the penalty as well.
And I think a timely rebuke there for James Lawes, because I think he milked that penalty, Jonathan.
Yeah, you watch him, you know. He goes down, he gets to the first tackle, and Steve Presley said, stop milking it. So he is trying to get up, look, and he's diving and turning, but yeah, good decision, penalty.
Whatever, we're back in play. Bradford once again on the attack. The two Paul brothers in midfield. McDermott. The switch to Robbie Paul. Mackay. Just Forshaw rather, settling down. Hudson Smith. Looking for support. Anderson.
You've got to stop these boys offloading or they're going to be in terrible trouble.
Henry Paul. Mackay. Tackled in an unorthodox manner, but nevertheless, he goes down. Fifth tackle. Well left. Just wonder how Bradford react to this weather. They've been out to Lanzarote.
It's a bit different from Lanzarote, but Henry Paul, you see what he's trying to do there. He's trying to get the kick to hit one of the uprights so that they can hopefully get the rebound up the upright.
A firm indication there, John, of the way the game's been going. 67% in the Huddersfield Sheffield half.
Yeah, they've got the wind, and also there's a slope on the Huddersfield field, and they'll be happy if they can get a score now. Here we goes, another penalty, and they won't be happy. Yep, that's a spear tackle. Forshaw's hands between the legs. Very dangerous.
Two balls on, Dale. Two balls on.
Referee Presley rightly stopping play there with two balls on the pitch. Giants coach John Keir has employed the sports psychologist, Barry Johnson, who helped him with the Eagles win at Wembley a couple of years ago, hoping to do the same trick this year. Clinch to Namu. Back to Lomax. Tending to move the ball sideways, Jonathan, the Giants.
Yeah, if you watch Bradford are targeting the half-backs, Clinch and Namu, put them under immense pressure.
This is pressure. Well, I think Leon Price just wondered who was taking that. Here he is now. Good run.
Such a cool character, isn't he, Leon? He's, you know, just chasing the ball well. He took a lovely catch, offloaded behind his own try line. He's going to be very cool header, but
again,
Play the ruck area.
Mr. Presley wanting a very clean play of the ball.
yeah, if you watch it, yeah. I think that's Namu, you know. Well, doesn't play for the ball, but just doesn't get out of the way.
James Lowes, McDermott, ever on hand. McAvoy. Causing some problems down this side, McAvoy and Scott Naylor. Hudson Smith, back to Lowes again. Robbie Paul, almost through. Mackay following well. Good support play there by the Aussie loose forward. A wrong option, I think, from Michael Withers.
That's a very silly penalty there, you know. It's gifting Henry Paul and Bradford 2 points there.
Dale, this is a team caution. Shut up, you. Get away. Shut. Get away. Get away. Keep going. This is a team. It's a team caution. Slowing it down and laying in the rub. The next one that interferes at the play of the ball will go in the sin bin. Okay, Dale, please. It's correct, no problem, Dale, no problem.
A firm message there from referee Steve Presley.
Yeah, it was.
But I think it could be 2 more points, Jonathan.
Yeah, you can't afford to do it now. They've been holding down, and maybe they're milking him a little bit, but you know, they have to get off quickly. They're giving him, you know, easy points.
Henry Paul then with perhaps by far the simplest kick of the afternoon. You can just sense the strength of the wind there, just blowing it off that tee. Won the Harry Sunderland Award in the grand final last season, despite Bradford's loss. Another 2 points. I think those dancing girls there dancing to escape the cold, Jonathan.
Well, I'm glad they put their jumpers on now because they were freezing before the match.
10-0 then for Bradford. Just
Stay behind the ball. Behind, that's good. Come on.
Namu to restart.
Shoulders in down.
Liam Price.
Here's your man.
That Bradford Bull substitution is a rather unusual administrative story. It was actually a forced substitution because Paul Anderson, who was on from the beginning, was actually listed on the team sheet as a substitute. And nobody on the touchlines really noticed that Anderson was on the field from the beginning and he had to be substituted by Stuart Fielden. He was on the same team sheet as a substitute. There will, I understand, be a rugby league inquiry.
Well, I must confess I was rather confused myself, Jonathan, because he usually comes on after 20 minutes and just acts as a sort of tank regiment coming on.
Yeah, he's certainly done a job. You know, he's wore them down, and feeling's a bit no quicker about the field, and now he'll be a threat.
Well, whatever, it's Bradford again on the attack. Michael Withers linking up nicely there from the full-back position. Good tackle there from Savatabur. Huddersfield have got to watch this lying on at the tackle. Henry Paul. Fielden. The last tackle. McDermott. Well, I think Paul was looking for the run around there, but it's a handover.
Yeah, I don't think he'd counted the tackles there, McDermott, and Henry Paul said, "What are you doing?"
Paul Riley. Can't recall a break by the Giants yet, Jonathan. Such has been the quality of this Bradford defence.
Yeah, they've been very dominant. They're moving like extremely quickly, and they have missed a tackle. And as I said, they are pressurising the half-backs.
Huddersfield having problems in midfield here, not really moving forward. Just these kicks pinning Bradford back. Withers to McAvoy. Back to Price. Paul. The sun coming out here to Dodson. You really do get all the seasons here in an afternoon. Rain, snow, sun and wind. Not spoiling the rugby though. Paul again. Boyle. Lowe's. Henry Paul, oh, Derrick, a little chip kick through. Coleman's there. Does well. The youngster did very well. To Riley.
Again, the chase was exceptionally good there.
Quick tap.
That's good play by Thorman. You know, he realised that the Bradford defenders couldn't go back 10 yards that quickly, and he's gained another 10 yards. But Mr. Priestley is taking them back a long, long way, and then again, you know, questioning the referee's decision. But he is the captain. I feel like he has to talk.
Well, a little bit of controversy there. Robbie Paul, the skipper, wanting to query what all these penalties against Bradford are for, but there's no doubt about it. Mr. Presley is carrying out the letter of the law. He's having these two sides 10 metres apart.
And they need to get some points on the board now, the Giants.
They do. Lomax. Good strong burst there from the second row. Namu. Sabatabua. The Giants must make this sequence of 6 tell. Gavin Clinch to Hardy. Out to Riley. But again, being forced sideways by this relentless cover of Bradford.
Yeah, somebody's got to straighten that line up. Somebody's got to come on the angle.
Clinch looking for support inside. Obstructed.
This will be an interesting replay to see what happens. He does goes in. Well, referee's decision, but...
Well, Jonathan, players don't have to move away, but there's no doubt about it. McDermott stops him.
If McDermott would have left his hands by his side...
Do you understand that referee signals? This, right, there's no need whatsoever for you to come to me again in this game. Okay, I understand.
Okay. Very firm telling off there for Robbie Paul. But a penalty to Huddersfield. So a chance for the first points on the board for the new club, Huddersfield Sheffield Giants. Just on the half hour. Matt Crowther with the kick. Goal kicker with his former club, the Sheffield Eagles. Just 11 metres out, but again facing the wind and the snow just coming down as he lines his sights up. 2 points though.
Yeah, nice simple kick, the opening scoring for this season. They don't seem to be getting on at the moment. Robbie Paul and Steve Presley, he's told him he doesn't want to talk to him throughout the game.
I think it's the insistence on the play the ball on the 10 metres, but all the coaches have been warned, all the players have been told, and everyone knows all about it, Jonathan.
Yes, he's taken them back a long way though. You know, I like to see a big gap between the attack and the defence, but he's taken them back, you know, a long, long way.
Well, let me support the referee, because sitting in the stand in radio communication is Ray Tennant, former 1989 Cup final referee, and he's advising and suggesting, Jonathan.
Giants forward Richard Marshall has emerged from the treatment room where he was in the blood bin. The injury was actually worse than it looked. He's got a very nasty gash right on the top of his head. They saw it when they parted his hair, and that's had stitches, of course, and it's had some skin glue applied, and there's a skull cap on it to protect it, so we can expect to see Richard Marshall again.
Johnny Lawless. Probably see him in the Ireland World Cup squad later this year. Again, a kick. Far too long, not really judging the strength of the wind, Jonathan.
No, and keeping it low, but again, you know, the difference was, you know, the precise kicks and the good chase from Bradford, and a very poor kick and chase at the moment from the Huddersfield Sheffield Giants.
Nathan McAvoy. Steve Malloy just taking a breather. Paul to Mackay. Boyle in the unusual position there out in the centre today. Normally a second row when he was with the Canberra Raiders, and here at the Bradford Bulls. Paul again. Well taken. No problems for Matt Crowther.
Yeah, good take. But again, you see the kick and the great chase. Every kick that they put up now, you know, they can compete for, and that is the difference. And it's amazing that Bradford is in foreshore as the main strike runner, and they've got so many there. It's just share the work around a little bit.
Here we see.
Yeah.
Stealing.
2 men to tackle.
On the touchline, Giants forward Steve Mackay. Steve, they're not out of sight. This defence by Bradford is terrific, isn't it?
Yeah, it's terrific. We're not playing the ball fast enough. They are moving up very, very quickly. But the conditions, you know, it's an 8-point wind out there that's in Bradford's favour. So hopefully, if we can maybe just chip away at this score, and then second half, it's all to play for.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks very much.
I think at this stage too, Jonathan, the two Paul brothers have closed down Gene Namu and Gavin Clinch at half-back. There's not a lot coming from the Giants in midfield.
No, so, you know, other players have got to, you know, grab the game by the scruff of the neck. If they're under pressure, somebody else has got to come in, and as long as they just work hard, you know, keep the score down maybe in this first half.
Matt Crowther took a knock to the face there. I think temporarily stunned him. Just needs a breather. Terrific tackle. Really forced the ball out of David Lomax. McAvoy in there now. Things hotting up down here at the Odsal Bowl. Bernard Dwyer charging in. Dwyer in his last season, he tells me. McDermott. It's certainly a forward battle down there, Jonathan.
Yeah, it's very warm at the moment, and Bradford are bullying the Giants forwards at the moment as well.
Paul. Good passing. Stuart Fielden. Henry Paul. Always tries to offload the ball, Paul. Lowe's. Mackay. Forshaw, back to Mackay again. He's got an overlap out here now, Boyle. Price is going for the corner. Oh, Price is in at the corner. the advantage again, I think, of that height. 6'1". A try for the teenager at the corner. But good passing inside. The speed of the passing, the good hands, just gave the teenager the opportunity. Doesn't he look a good prospect? 14-2 for the Bulls. It's party time at Odsal.
Yeah, wingers are there to finish, and gets the ball away. You know, is that a forward pass? It's difficult to say there, but look at this. He just goes through, you know, Thorman, and he's not having a great game. You know, it's Boyle takes it. He's got plenty of time. It's a one-on-one tackle. You know, he should have bumped and gone low and taken him over the touchline. It's a poor tackle.
Good tackle and a good run from the former Queensbury amateur player. Really making an impact, and I'm sure one of the players who, although upsetting Huddersfield Sheffield coach John Keir here this afternoon, will please him, because of course Keir, the coach to the England side in the World Cup in October-November. Henry Paul. Studied concentration. Oh, the Roars greet that kick. No problem whatsoever. He's really timing the strike. Lofted it into that wind. And another conversion. Bradford easing out. 16 points to 2. Less than 3 minutes remaining in this half.
Yeah, you know, that's a lovely strike by Henry Paul, but a disaster for the Giants. Just the score before half-time, and you know, they'll have to get in and regroup, and hopefully, you know, with the conditions they can use in the second half.
I mentioned, Jonathan, that like many teams, they've been to Lanzarote, you know, Warrington have been out there, Halifax have been to America. This is the trend, isn't it, for winter training abroad?
Yeah, get out there's far more comfortable, but again, you know, Price is there. Great support play by Withers and by Robbie Paul. But you know, it doesn't matter, there's no such thing as playing. Whatever you do in pre-season, you have to play.
Mackay really settling into this game now. Brilliant burst there by Robbie Paul. And it's the Giants backpedaling. Low. Very interesting Low there, moving the ball to the blind side. He's sucking across 2 or 3 of the Giants forwards, and then they'll swing it out wide. They're looking for an overlap here. They've got one. Oh, the slip. Boyle just couldn't keep his feet. 1 tackle remaining. Lowe's again. Play on, another 6 tackles, yes. He's lost it. Chat. He's certainly standing no messing with the back chat.
No, they were very lucky there, the Giants, because as you say, didn't stand up to play the ball. That'd be a great relief for the Giants.
Well, I thought he lost it, Jonathan. I think at worst it was a knock-on.
Well, I agree with the referee again. I think that he tried to play the ball, didn't stand up, and he was penalised for it.
Just seconds remaining to the half-time. Can Huddersfield, Sheffield grab a couple more points? Not with tackling like that from Dwyer. Lawless.
There he goes, the missed tackles, and you know, one of those missed tackles by Huddersfield and Sheffield, and Liam Price scored, and that's the difference.
So back to Burr, to clinch. I think one last effort of this half for a try for the Giants. Oh, but again, Withers never taking his eye off that ball, judged it to perfection.
But again, you can see the difference. A very, very poor chase. You know, it was a lovely kick. Didn't put pressure on Withers at all.
And there is the half-time, good, hard, solid 40 minutes. 2 tries for that lad there, Liam Price. Hard work from this Giants side, but really the power and the pace of this Bradford side's really telling, Jonathan.
Yeah, they've totally dominated the first half. You know, some great kicks, and they haven't wasted possession. Leon Price has took his opportunity extremely well, but you know, they have to work. You know, Huddersfield and Sheffield Giants haven't done anything this half, so hopefully they'll have to try and get possession, get field position and attack from there.
I think we should add, though, Jonathan, that Huddersfield Sheffield will have the advantage of that very, very strong crossfield win, and I'm sure Jean Namu and Glavin Clinch will be putting some high kicks in. But at the moment, it's Bradford in complete charge. Those 2 tries from the 18-year-old teenager Price, and of course, superb kicking from Paul. Bradford then in the lead here at half-time, 16 points to 2.
All balls in the first half at the Oddsall Stadium. We'll be right back with our live coverage of the second half of that 4th round Silk Cut Challenge Cup tie. In the meantime, half-times elsewhere to update you on. And a very interesting half-time picture in the FA Carling Premiership. The main headlines being Manchester United trailing at Newcastle. We've got Leeds 1-up on Spurs. And elsewhere, Coventry piling in the goals against Sunderland. Let's start our story, though, at St James's Park. Newcastle 1, Manchester United 0 at half-time. The leaders behind, and we can hear from John Champion.
And that in itself these days is something of a rarity, particularly for a side that have lost only 2 of their last 43 Premiership matches. The scorer's name? Ferguson. And the manager, with more problems, shares the same surname as he addresses his troops down below as in the bowels of the stand at half-time. Duncan Ferguson, well, we're used to him scoring with close-range, powerful headers. His goal after 26 minutes set up by a flick on by his captain, Alan Shearer. And the way he scored the goal, well, a left-footed volley of wondrous quality from 20 yards out that fairly whistled into the top right-hand corner beyond Mark Bosnich. Newcastle might also have had a penalty when Silvestre appeared to shove over Kevin Gallagher. Speed fired just wide, Ferguson just over. Manchester United looking uncomfortable, which is very, very rare. They've had 1 or 2 isolated opportunities themselves, but Newcastle deserved their half-time lead.
And here is the overall picture in the FA Carling Premiership. Southampton ahead at Sheffield Wednesday, Leicester City ahead at Watford. Big relegation battles going on, and West Ham just going ahead at Upton Park against Bradford City. John Moncur, the scorer, just a moment or so ago. But let's return to the battle at the top of the FA Carling Premiership, which is by no means over, because Leeds United leading Spurs by a 1-0 at half-time at Elland Road. Leeds in second, of course. John Motton, our man.
Yes, and Leeds deserve their lead here. They've been the better side by a distance. Tottenham up to now haven't really got out of third gear, but Leeds certainly have. Harry Kewell, the scorer, on 23 minutes. A goal which owed much to the match officials, who allowed Kewell to go on because he was in an onside position when another Leeds player was walking back but not interfering with play, in my opinion. Leeds could have added to that lead. It's been very much their half. Spurs, who've had 3 players yellow carded, have not really got going in attack. Willem Korsten, who's making his full debut for Spurs today against his old club, hasn't yet got into the picture. The real stars have been Kewell and Alan Smith up front for Leeds, because with their darting runs, they've been certainly keeping Perry and Campbell occupied, to say the least. Half-time, Leeds 1, Tottenham 0. Yes, the championship race is still open.
Meantime, at Vicarage Road, no light at the end of a seemingly desperate relegation tunnel for bottom place Watford. They're trailing by a 0-0 at home to Leicester City. Only 1 win in the last 9 games for Watford. 10 points adrift in the relegation zone. And let's hear about the first half there from Steve May.
And the side separated at half-time by a goal by the Leicester captain, Matt Elliott. Scored on 40 minutes, a real scramble in the goalmouth if ever there was one. It followed a free kick by Steve Walsh. Robert Page headed against his own post, and Elliott, virtually on the goal line, headed it in for his 6th of the season. Not the prettiest of halves, but both sides created chances. The clearest before the goal, Emil Heskey's header, which was cleared off his own line by Page at the far post. But Tim Flowers at the other end, well, his heart must have stopped momentarily when Steve Palmer's 30-yard drive just went over the upright. And Stan Collymore, making his debut for Leicester this afternoon, booed on his first 3 touches, looked good, beating 3 Watford players outside the box, but then rather scuffed his final shot.
We'll take you next to Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday and Southampton. Is the Glenn Hoddle magic still working for Southampton? Well, they're a goal up against bottom but 1 Sheffield Wednesday. We'll hear about that from Tony Gubber.
Yes, it is, Steve. The team displaying visible confidence is certainly Southampton, who attacked from the start. They hit the crossbar through Cashlewell, and then they scored via Joe Tessam after 27 minutes. And when you put that on top of the fact that their goalkeeper Paul Jones has made 3 excellent saves, the things seem to be stacked up against Wednesday. Jones saving from a Hinchcliffe free kick, from a Seaborn shot, and then from the penalty spot after De Bilder took it. He'd been pulled down himself when the keeper collided with the defender and spilled the ball. But with the goalkeeper in inspired form and Southampton looking full of confidence, Wednesday are going to struggle to get anything here.
Well, quite a first half at Upton Park, and in the closing seconds before the half-time whistle, Bradford grabbed an equaliser. West Ham 2, Bradford City 2. Let's hear all about it from Ralph Deller.
Well, we're right back at the start. Bradford began with a confidence high after that win against Arsenal, and they got a boost in the opening minutes when Hislop was put under pressure by Saunders as he went to clear. The keeper slipped, injured his knee, and was stretchered off for the second match in succession. Debutant replacement Stephen Bywater stood no chance when Beagrie took a corner from the right on the half hour and Windus thundered in a header. 5 minutes later, Sinclair finished off an incisive move to equalise, and a long-range shot from Moncur put West Ham in front before a penalty decision gave Beagrie the chance to equalise from the spot, and he didn't waste it.
2-2 then, half-time at Upton Park. The only goalless match in the FA Carling Premiership is that one at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea and Wimbledon. What events from the first half can Gerald Sinstat report?
Not many, Steve. It's one of those games where two styles just don't mix. It improved a bit as the half went on, but there were so many misplaced passes, so many offsides, so much scuffling and tugging that at times it resembled a school playground kickabout. More skillful certainly, but just as shapeless. Wimbledon's new man, Andreas Lunt, alone up front, has only a yellow card to show for his efforts. That's for a foul on Frank Leboeuf. George Ware was caught offside 4 times in the first 20 minutes, so you won't be surprised to know that neither goalkeeper has had to make a serious save.
Well, if you want goals, Highfield Road is the place. 3 of them in the Sunderland net in the first 18 minutes. Coventry City 3, Sunderland 0, the half-time score. Ivan Gaskell.
Well, Steve, you'd be hard-pressed to get Peter Reid to cheer up just now. 20 minutes into this game, he left his seat upstairs and walked the length of Highfield Road's cinder track, face like thunder, bristling with frustration. He'd just watched his side suffer a nightmare 18 minutes in which Coventry had scored 3 times, barely breaking sweat. Mustafa Haji actually had said he couldn't wait to get back to Coventry after the African Cup. Really, he did. And he was central to those 3 goals too. First, his drive spilled by Sorensen. Robbie Keane reacted first for his 11th of the season. Then Haji himself tapped in from 2 yards after a flicked-on corner. And then Haji combined with Cedric Roussel, with Sunderland laid bare. The Belgian fired in his 8th goal in 7 games. Sunderland have barely managed a shot. They don't really need to seem to know what's hit them.
Well, Derby County desperate for points, unbeaten in the last 5 but in danger of dropping into the bottom 3. It's not going well at Goodison Park. Everton 2, Derby County 0 at half-time. Andrew James.
That's right, Everton on course for a top 7 place tonight, but all sorts of problems, as you say, for Derby. It came really in a controversial moment in first half stoppage time. Uriah Rennie awarding a penalty kick to Everton after an apparent push by Steve Elliott on Richard Gough. Michael Ball obliging by tucking that one away. And then midway through the first half, Everton had gone in front, a flowing move. The former Derby man Mark Pembridge providing the incisive pass from which Joe Maxmore tucked away his 3rd goal for Everton. Derby have looked poor despite starting with Georgie King-Clancy. He's not really been involved at all, apart from a couple of half-hearted penalty appeals. Iranio with the Rams' best effort, comfortably saved by Thomas Myra.
So plenty of incident in the first half in the FA Carling Premiership. Precious little to report from the Scottish Premier League so far. The 3 matches not producing a goal between them. Goalless between Dundee and Celtic, Kilmarnock and Motherwell, and St Johnstone and Hibernian. What good news can Rob McLean bring us on behalf of Celtic after a desperate week? He's at Dens Park and has watched the first 45 minutes.
A momentous moment at Celtic Park, pre-kick-off, when Kenny Dalglish put himself back in the managerial front line. The director of football, now the caretaker manager after the sacking of John Barnes. He made 6 changes to the Celtic team from the one humiliated by Inverness in the Scottish Cup in midweek. And it's looked a very disjointed and dispirited Celtic performance in the first half. The closest they came to scoring a long-range effort from Stephen Mahy, touched round the post by Robert Douglas. Dundee have looked much more businesslike, and a couple of combinations between Boyack and Faulkner might well have brought them the opening goal. But so far, Dundee 0, Celtic 0.
It doesn't look as if Celtic's bad week is going to end on a strong point. This is what's happening in the nationwide First Division. Birmingham City 0, Bolton 1, both directly below the playoff places, but Alan Johnston has given Bolton the lead after 20 minutes. Goalless between Blackburn and Swindon. Also goalless at the Valley between the leaders Charlton and Wolves. Charlton 9 wins in a row. Crystal Palace and Sheffield United, that's goalless as well. Grimsby Town leading Port Vale 2-0 Darrell Clare and Bradley Allen. Ipswich Town 1, Huddersfield Town 0. Huddersfield in 5th, Ipswich 3rd. James Scowcroft, the Ipswich scorer, after 28 minutes. They could well go into second place tonight because Manchester City, currently second, being held at Main Road by Norwich. Sean Goater put Manchester City ahead, but Ewan Roberts has got the equaliser for Norwich after 15 minutes. Goalless between Portsmouth and Fulham. Stockport County 1 up at Loftus Road against Queen's Park Rangers. Robert Matthews the scorer after 17 minutes. And Nottingham Forest possibly heading for vital points at Walsall. Alan Rogers, their scorer, just 2 minutes before half-time, both on 30 points near the foot of the table. And West Bromwich Albion 1, Crewe Alexandra 0. That was Lee Hughes, the West Brom scorer, after 37 minutes. In the second division, Blackpool 1, Bristol City 1. We've got Burnley leading at Bournemouth. Second place, Bristol Rovers ahead at home to Scunthorpe through a Mark Walters goal, which came after 11 minutes. Goal is between Bury and Luton. Brentford 1 up at Cardiff through Martin Rowlands after 26 minutes. Preston, currently top of the table, but they're being held at Chesterfield, goalless at half-time. Notts County 1, Wrexham 0. Oldham 1, Gillingham 2. Gillingham in the FA Cup 6th round at Chelsea next weekend. And not distracted, Ty Gooden and Darrell Ashby, their scorers so far today. Reading and Millwall, that's goalless. Stoke City leading Cambridge through a Paul Connor goal after 29 minutes. Third place Wigan, trailing at home at the moment to Colchester United. Steve McGavin, the Colchester scorer. And Wycombe 0, Oxford United 1. That was Joey Beecham after 26 minutes. And Division 3, Plymouth 1 up at Brighton. Carlisle against Northampton postponed. Goalless between Chester and Hull. Darlington 2 up at Exeter City. Neil Heaney and Marco Gabbiadini. Darlington currently in 4th. Rochdale 1 up at Halifax. Lincoln and Torquay, that's goalless. Barnet in 2nd are trailing at Macclesfield. Richard Barker, the Macclesfield scorer. Peterborough United 1, Mansfield Town 0. Jason Lee 3 minutes before half-time. Shrewsbury and Leyton Orient, that's goalless. Southend and Hartlepool 1-1 at half-time. And the leaders, Rotherham, well, Leo Fortune West, their scorer after 7 minutes at York, and they're leading at half-time. York City 0, the leaders, Rotherham 1. And we will complete the story of the 90 minutes in final score from around about 4:45 onwards. All the stories and all the reaction to today's football all over the country. Meantime, it's the big task facing Huddersfield, Sheffield, in the second half at Odsall. Well, the score is written large. 16-2, Bradford Bulls leading as we go into the second half of this 4th round Silk Cup Challenge Cup 4th round tie. And we're back with Jonathan Davis and Ray French.
A big task, as you say, Steve, but not an impossible one, I think, with this very, very strong wind advantage that Bradford had in the first half. I'm sure coach Matthew Elliott will be very pleased to have seen his side taking advantage of it. No better example than here, Jonathan, when Robbie Paul put the high ball up.
Yeah, it's a great kick, and Thormans under intense pressure. He doesn't take his eyes off the ball, but he can't see Price coming in there. He's got the momentum in the leap because he's running towards it, so it was a mismatch really, but well taken.
Good try, and I've no doubt that John Keir, the Giants coach, he will have told Namu and Clinch to put that ball in a similar position.
Yeah, the forwards have got to come into this game. They've been dominated, they've been bullied in a way by the Bradford forwards. They need to get across the advantage very quickly and give a platform to the half-back so that they can perform. You know, they've been very subdued at the moment, and if they stay subdued for the second half, you know, they won't be taking much part in this cup competition.
2 sets of forwards ready for battle, and those figures for tackles certainly do justice for David Lomax in defence there. But I think the fact, Jonathan, that Gene Namu at stand-off has had to make so many tackles, that does indicate the point of the Bradford attack, down the middle.
They're running at him all the time, but look, you got Lomax, Namu, Savadabua, Lawton and Lawless, they're all big tackles. It just shows the possession that the Bradford Bulls have had, and if you run at Namu all game, he is going to be very tired.
There he is, Gene Namu, former Auckland Warriors and New Zealand player. And the snow finally relented here at Odsal. Doesn't distract from the atmosphere, the music and the bands, the fans. They really do have a day out here. One or two of those players just wondering where the ball is.
I think they wonder where the referee is. Everyone's waiting except there's no referee or officials, so I have no idea where they are.
Probably nobody's put any sugar in his tea, Jonathan. Well, we're waiting for the officials. Here they come. Referee Steve Presley and the touch judges Tony Martin and Paul Hewitt.
I don't think he's the most popular man in Odsal today.
I don't think he's too bothered.
Fell asleep.
Bradford then to restart, leading by 16 points to 2.
I think that just shows the strength of the wind. You know, they take the short kick off straight away with, Stuart Fielden trying to take it.
And it was a clever kick off too, Jonathan. He used the force of the wind, didn't he?
Yep.
Hazard driving in, good strong burst there by the substitute. He really is a 6'3" tall forward. He runs upright. Namu. This is better from the Huddersfield Giants. Hardy pushing it down that blind side. Good play there. Again, well picked up there by the Giants. This is better. Good strong burst there by Lovell, but what a tackle. Tremendous tackle there from McAvoy. The Giants on the attack. Fifth tackle. Hand over.
Yeah, that was great play there by the Giants. Great sleight of hand, but again we needed the half-backs to come in there in the last tackle to do something with the last play. This is the organisation that they have to bring to the Giants.
I'm not so sure that Dale Lawton actually realised it was the last tackle, Jonathan.
But they should be, shouting in his ear, look, give it to us all the time. Even a little grubber kick and keep the pressure on the Bulls.
Mackay. Really settling into the game, this Aussie loose forward. Henry Paul spinning around in midfield. Lowe's. Ball short.
I think the Giants have to be careful now that they're on a warning, any holding down, and there'll be a guy in the bin, so that's the last thing they need.
That's a sensible kick too from Henry Paul, getting a round of applause from his own players. He could see the wingman up a little too close.
Yeah, very good kick. Unfortunately, he was outside the 40-metre line, so they don't get the head and ball.
They'll come for you, yeah?
Whatever.
Brad,
he gets position. I like to see a referee talking to the players, Jonathan. It gives confidence.
Yeah, he seems to be enjoying himself.
Norway through again. For Riley. Richard Marshall returned to the action despite that nasty gash. Dale Lawton. The Giants turn to use a good burst there from Lawless. Not seen too much of that from the Giants hooker.
Yeah, it's always difficult as a hooker, if you haven't got forward momentum, and they are making the most of this slope and wind now.
Clinch taking advantage of that wind. Withers knocks on. Well, quite a few of the Bradford crowd felt that was knocked behind him.
Well, there he is, he's facing it. He turns his shoulder as you should, and that's gone back.
It did go behind him, but the fumble was made initially towards the Huddersfield line.
So what are you saying now? Is that a knock-on, Ray?
I think it was a knock-on.
Well, I don't think it was.
Oh, well.
Well, the starters, we
put it
mean
this
to go
way,
on.
Mr. Presley thinks so.
The Bulls are going to have to be careful now with substitutions because of that mistake at the beginning of the game when Paul Anderson started, and he shouldn't have because he was named as a substitute. It's going to be counted that the Bulls have had 2 full substitutions, so that for the duration of the game now they've got 4 left. Afterwards the Rugby League will be looking into it, but it'll be regarded as something, I think, of a technicality.
Chris Thorman did well to get the ball away there. This is better from Huddersfield now. Good burst. Still on the go. No. Bradford ball. Just one wild pass, spoiling the good work. Paul. Well picked up by his brother.
Yeah, Withers read that play exceptionally well. It was good play by the Giants, but Withers read the ball. Good interception.
Michael Withers moved into the full-back role in the absence of the injured Stuart Spruce. Lowe's. Henry Paul again. Well read. Get another offside position. That's about the 7th or 8th in this game. Riley taking good advantage of it. Quick tap.
Yeah, they were well within the 10 metre then. The referee, Mr. Presley, is just waiting for them to come back. He's calling them all the time, not responding.
The players in defence can't move forward till the ball clears the foot of the ruck. Good play by Namu. Look for support inside. Not there. But this is better from the Giants. Ooh, that looks a little high. Quite high, I think, for James Lowes.
Yeah, takes the ball, hits him on the chest, then it just goes high, and he certainly finishes the job off on the ground there, James.
You've got the penalty, Gavin, come on.
Well, Mr. Presley, judging that there's not a lot wrong with...
Thanks, what are we doing, mate? Okay, Bob.
But he certainly looked shaken.
Okay, boss.
And it was a foul. So, a chance for the Giants again to add some points. And this time, of course, Crowther has that wind behind him, a very strong wind, still blowing across field here. From left to right on our screens.
Shouldn't have any difficulty with this kick. It's a very simple kick.
Just 15 metres out. Well, as you say, Jonathan, a simple kick, a simple 2 points. But the sort of points really that you shouldn't give away with foul play.
No, but again, it was interesting because he had runners on either side and took a bit of pressure off him, and the tackle went high.
Bradford then to restart, and I think we can see already just in the territorial play, Jonathan, that wind is helping the Giants.
Yes, but also there's a slope here on this field, and well, that was a complete shambles, that was. But Stuart Fielding was held off the ball there, and it was pretty shambolic. He had definitely Jeff Hardy, old Fielding back there, bit of a scramble, and Bradford get the put in.
Well, having talked about the wind, Bradford have done 2 very, very good kickoffs from the halfway line. They're using it well.
Very, very clever kicks.
And there has been the difference in that second half, 71%.
And again, possession as well, so the conditions are playing a part in the game.
But it's Bradford back on the attack again. Bernard Dwyer just on that 20-metre line. Huddersfield for all the good work in the opening 8.5 minutes, having to defend now. Paul. James Lowes again. to field him. On the 5th tackle. Lowe's. McDermott gets the ball away, but that's a handover.
Change over. Come on behind you. Come on behind you.
Change over, there's a knock on there somewhere. James Lowe's wasn't sure where it was. Questioned the decision.
Lawless just urging the forwards on Fozzard. Lawless again. Marshall. A brave effort from this Giants second row. Lawler. Dale Lawton. And again the kick. Price is on hand, but I don't think he'll need to intervene.
He was unlucky there, because what happened was, he noticed that the two wingers and the full back, were covering the 40-20 kick, so he went for the middle of the field, but unfortunately just too strong.
Lowe's. McDermott never fails to appear at first receiver, this lad, former Marine, 7 years here at Odsal. Forshaw back inside.
Bradford's first touch here, very impressive.
Lowe's, good timing on the run there from Bernard Dwyer. Oh, terrific burst and right, he came onto that ball very, very flat. Took real advantage. Bradford on the attack. Henry Paul, back down that far side. Naylor, he's got it over to McAvoy. It's still in play. Well, the Pauls are geniuses at times, but I think that was a little too ambitious, Jonathan.
Yeah, it was. I don't really understand why McAvoy kicked it there. He had Withers on his inside shoulder and should have given it to him. You don't see many people kicking from 5 yards out, especially if you're that size.
Hold on, hey. Bradford.
David Lomax coming on, and Dale Lawton taking a welcome rest.
You see a bit of a pattern developing now, Henry Paul's running at Sabadabua on the right hand side, and trying to draw him in to pop the ball to Scott Neal, and they've got to get the defence over there.
No problems with this Bradford Bulls defence, either in the middle or out wide. Just look at that, driving Lovell back. 3-4 men in the tackle. A lot of criticism early on from one or two people that Bradford had only played one warm-up match prior to this, but it doesn't seem to have affected them, Jonathan.
No, again, it's pre-season friendlies, Sometimes you have so many injuries, it's not worth it. Leon Price certainly is not short of confidence, is he?
No, I was just thinking that. Naylor. Not many of these Bradford forwards short of confidence, running on the ball. They really do pound the opposition. Robbie Paul, back to Dwyer. He's got McAvoy with him on the burst. Good tackling there out wide from Crowther. Well, it was well intended, but it didn't come off.
Yeah, they've kept him very quiet. James Lowe's had a quiet game. He sees the winger Crowther in a tackle there, and the kick's just too strong.
And too many defenders. Marshall. Offside again. The crowd's groan. The players moan. But Mr. Presley continues with that whistle.
Well, Martioli won't be happy with that penalty count. He just puts the team under pressure all the time.
Bradford then looking for a point of attack, seemingly bottled up in the middle and lacking that extra yard of pace out wide, looking for an opening, desperate for a try. 15 metres out. Lawless to Hardy. Nice slip pass to Riley. Riley looking for a burst. 10 metres now. Bradford right back on their line. Namu. Good ball. Sabatabur. Can't get through. Naylor just holding down that vital second to allow the Bradford defence to get back in. Oh, now that was a case where it needed a pass, wasn't it, for a half-back coming on?
Yeah, he's on his own there, isn't he? Running in ones.
Clinch. Foreman. It's a forward pass. And a forward pass on the fifth tackle. It'll be a handover.
Yeah, that was good play. You watch here. Look to where the official is. Look at him. That's great play there by Tony Martin.
Good communication between the officials there. Not too bad, those handling errors, considering the cold, Jonathan.
No, and it's their first, real game, so quite low. Now this is a break. Scott Naylor's a big tough lad.
Scott Naylor, and McAvoy's going for the corner. He's in. The power of Naylor, the finishing pace of McAvoy. Well, the two of them played together at Salford before coming here to Oxford. They know each other's play. It's instinctive. And it's 20 points to 4 for Bradford. Power and pace on that right wing. And I don't think those fans are feeling the cold.
Now you watch now, it's a lovely pass here. It's just a one-on-one. Namu falls out of the tackle. It's pace. Sabatabur should have gone lower. And it's just a good pass to the winger. Too much pace. Too much power. Easy try, that's the game. You watch this, it's a lovely break.
Certainly two very big lads. I don't think this time last year McAvoy had the power and the pace like this.
He's had a lot of injuries as well, and it's, continuity is difficult to get their form, and it's a great try though.
And there's the T on the little model car. And again, another change in the weather here at Huddersfield. We really do get everything in this Huddersfield Bowl. It was snowing this morning, then we had rain, then we had bright sunshine and blue skies, and the snow down again.
So we need now is fog.
Henry Paul then with his 5th attempt, and these really are impossible conditions for kicking.
That was his most difficult kick, and he just pulled it a little bit. He is pulling a couple of the kicks, on the left-hand side of the post, it does favour him. On the right-hand side, it's not. Look at it, that's a missed tackle by Namu. Gets the head on the wrong side of the attacker. The head should be behind, he bumps him off. Great, well-timed pass. Too quick and too strong, McAvoy.
I think in that try, Jonathan, it's significant just to note the power of this Bradford side. They do employ a former athletic shot putter, Carl Jennings, and he's in charge of the strength and the conditioning.
But 13 missed tackles, you can't afford that. You're not going to win matches by missing tackles. And I know he argued on the last knock-on, Ray. I think that definitely was a knock-on.
I'll not argue with that one. Clinch to Namu. Clinch and Namu being well looked after by the two Pauls. That's a penalty. Interfering. Quick tap. That's a better ball. Clinch to Hardy. Good dummy by Hardy. Lawless. Probing, prodding around that blind side. I think Hardy wanted a quicker play the ball than that. The Bradford defence are coming up. Out to Clinch. Namu, rather. Yeah, and I think that was the slow play of the ball.
Yeah, they look void of ideas, and they are lethargic, and John Key has got to work on them now. They've got to pick the pace of the game up, and, supporting runners.
Clinch. Jeff Hardy. Martin Gleeson once again feeling the strength of Boyle. Clinch. That's a good kick. Well flighted. Oh, it's loose.
Kicker! In front of the kicker! In front of the kicker!
He's in front of the kicker there, Crowther. I can't understand why he should be in front of the kicker. Gavin Clinch only kicking from 10 yards out. And if you can't make, 10 yards up while the ball's in the air, you are struggling.
All the players now having difficulty with these conditions, though, Jonathan.
Yeah, but Bradford Bulls, aren't having any difficulty with the Giants' attack at the moment. It's not asking any questions of the defensive line.
Henry Paul. The all-white shirt of youngster Jamie Peacock, another of the Bulls Junior Academy players. Oh, magnificent break. Withers again. Delicate little kick, but a little too hard. Oh, but the idea was correct. Just not judging the force of that wind against him.
No, it's a great break, a great step. You look at Robbie Paul on the inside. Should have given it. Bit selfish there and a bit over elaborate.
Lying on. To play the ball. Just 20 minutes remaining here. Huddersfield now with a terrible task in front of them. 16-point deficit. Less than 20 minutes remaining. Lawless to Fozzard. Clinch. Marshall. I don't think these one-man probes will really test this Bradford defence.
Well, it hasn't in 60 minutes, Ray. I don't see why it should change now.
Gleeson. And he's lost the ball. Well, Gavin Clinch, a lot of passes given, 23 there, but really the runners haven't really been coming on them, have they, with any great strength?
No, as you mentioned earlier, they're running in ones and he's just offloaded and passed it out, and he hasn't done anything creative, and he'd be disappointed with his own performance. But also Nambo hasn't helped him much.
And Robbie Paul, just one tactical kick.
Yeah, the one that I think that came to the try, I believe. So that was a great kick. And that was a high shot there, and Prezi didn't see he was on the blind side of it.
Well, a high shot. Fozzard doesn't like it.
Bang, left hand, number 16, Fozzard. That was a high shot. Here he goes, watch him. I think his peak just come on. That is very high. Very fortunate to get away with that, Fozzard.
I think I'd agree with William Shakespeare, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing, Jonathan.
Yeah, whatever then.
Good ball, Forshaw, right near that line, 4 metres. On the fifth tackle. Boyle. To Henry Paul. McAvoy's there! Oh, he's not got it down, or has he? Well, I think we're going to have a look at the video screen for the first time in the match.
By Robbie Paul's body language there, I don't think he scored. Before seeing the screen, by his body language, he knows he hasn't scored.
If he did, was it before the try line or after the try line?
It's a great kick again, they're asking questions of the defence. He gets there quick, the hand goes in, Namu loses control, no try.
Before the try line.
You can't really see it from that angle. The post is in the way, and that's what maybe spoiled the vision of the referee, because he was in a good position.
Doesn't look a try, Jonathan, does it?
It's not a try.
No try. So our first decision from the
not gone over the line. Oh,
video referee Jerry Kershaw. No try. Huddersfield Sheffield just adjusting, but the forwards not really running with any self-belief, not really coming from depth.
No, they've been very flat and like I said, lethargic, and you look at the Bradford defenders, they're rushing up, they're taking everyone, you know, they're enjoying it at the moment.
But 16 minutes remaining, 16 points, not an awful lot if a try and a goal can be posted. So Batabur. But again, good defence from Bradford. Jamie Peacock across there. Oh, and I don't think he played that ball, but Mr. Presley wasn't looking. That's a superb kick. Good ball back inside to Lawless. This is better now from Huddersfield. And holding down, and I think this will be a sin bin.
No.
Yes, and Leon Price knows he's going because he's halfway there already.
Well, it's the first time I've seen anybody go before he's even got the yellow card out.
For a young kid, you know, you watch him, he gets him, they know they've been broken, defensive line is unorganised. I'll slow it down with enough points in front, and I'll have 10 minutes in the bin.
And the Giants looking for a 4-pointer. Bradford down to 12 men for 10 minutes. As I said, 15 minutes remaining. A try would really put them in good heart here now. 5 metres from that line. Hardy. Oh, he tried that kick. He's got it back, I think. Yes, he has. And it's another 6, Jonathan.
He's not going to get it back, but why should he kick when you've got a man extra?
Marshall. Lawless again to clinch. Got Malloy inside him. Still, the Bradford defence holds. Clinch again. Out to Tanamu. Hardy. Oh, not taken. And good defence out wide there by McAvoy. Savatabur having to go back to retrieve that ball. And the Giants have lost a lot of ground there. Leon Price, well, he doesn't look too bothered, does he? I don't think his coach will be too happy.
No, he's, well, you know, his decision he made to slow play the ball down has been justified. You know, they haven't scored from the set of 6, and they need to score now. They need to score while he's off. Make the most of the one-man advantage.
Naylor, big enough and strong enough to bring the ball away from the 20-metre area. Good run down that right-hand side there by Jamie Peacock, and good releasing of the ball. Back again with Bradford. McDermott. And yet another tackle there from David Lomax. Lowe's taking advantage of that slow retreating defence. Checks player to the 20-metre line. Paul. Paul again. On the 5th tackle. Forshaw. Withers. Oh, Withers! Now then! He dived for that ball! I think Mr. Presley says it's a try! And it is! Michael Withers just pushing the grubber kick behind the Giants defence, and he was sharp enough and fast enough to get there. Good try, 24 points to 4, and despite having only 12 men, Bradford increased that lead.
Again, it's a lovely little kick, but there's no cover there. Riley, the full-back's out of position. Nearly takes his head off with the left foot, but very committed, and it's a good try. You watch it, there's no cover, they don't close anything down, they don't close the gap down. No full-back in shot. It's a great finish.
And good positional play too there, I think, from referee Steve Presley. Henry Paul. Again, another player who really does look to have put weight on during the pre-season training programme. No problem with that. Trusty right boot.
I think they'll tend to do that, you know, they'll try and do the weights in pre-season, then come back and do the running afterwards, and you know, see him slim down, they'll see him get quicker and sharper as the season goes along. because you have to remember it's going to be a long season in the World Cup as well, and I think Leon Price very happy.
Natty headgear, although I must confess I'll keep to my flat cap.
Yeah, you can keep it, Ring.
Paul Anderson and oohs and ahs from the crowd as the big man catches the ball, and he leaves a player in his wake.
Stay down, Stevie. Stay down.
Yeah, I think Steve Malloy went for the tackle, and I'm not sure if he caught the Anderson's elbow. No intent. There you watch. He comes in, bang, right forearm. He hits the floor extremely hard, and the referee done well then just to stop the play.
Well, here we see him coming now. I don't think he leads with that elbow, Jonathan.
No, if anything, he leads, with the other elbow. Doesn't lead with him, but he takes the bang, and he hits the floor extremely hard as well.
But nevertheless,
report and see what he's caught him with. Is it okay? No, I don't know what he's caught him with. So that was good, but we're going to start with the play the ball.
Just see it. Come on.
So put on report that.
Well, whatever, referee Steve Presley, he's had a word with the touch judge on the far side, Tony Martin, and he's putting him on report.
Yeah, I think Robbie Paul had a valid point there. He said, you have to see it. If you're going to put anything in report, maybe. I don't think there was anything wrong with that. And Paul Anderson has nothing to worry about when he only goes to see the video. No action will be taken, I'm sure.
Play ball. Play ball.
Whatever, poor Steve Malloy really has taken a knock. He's a big, proud, tough front row forward, and it's not very often you see him leave the field like that. So the Rugby League disciplinary, we'll look at that later this week. And again, still David Lomax topping those tackles, 30. But just look at the pressure that's been on Bradford.
Yeah, they've got a lot of ball and a lot of possession, and McDermott and Lowe's have got to put tackles in.
Not surprisingly, Steve Malloy of the Giants gone straight off to the treatment room. He certainly looked very dazed when he came off the field. Suspected mild concussion, so they'll take no chances, and he'll play no further part.
No, Paul. Hold. Right, lock him.
Just over 8 minutes remaining then. Bradford with a very, very healthy lead there, 26 points to 4. They've been so near yet so far from achieving that Challenge Cup. 51 years ago when it last returned here to Wadsall. 3 semi-finals, a couple of finals in the 90s, but never getting their hands on the cup. Dale Lawton. Huddersfield still looking for points. Lawless doing well to sneak away down that blind side, but again this Bradford sliding defence coping. Easily picked up by Boyle. It's okay putting a kick through and lofting it into the in-goal area, but somebody must be running onto it.
It's a nothing kick, isn't it? Very comfortable for whoever's taking it, and that's been the way they've played it. There hasn't been much of a threat from anywhere, really.
McAvoy. Good quick play the ball there. Lowe sensibly sending it down the blind side to Naylor. Anderson on the charge again. Good slip pass to Anderson.
That's it, slowing the game now. The game's won. Trying to run the clock down.
He really does like to probe and prod around the play of the ball, James Lowes, doesn't he? But nonetheless, just look at that. Handling errors, nil. Yet he's probably handled this ball more than anybody.
Yeah, I think we're very fortunate. We've very strong in the hooker position. You got Kieran Cunningham as well, and he's a tremendous asset to the Bulls.
Just a few seconds remaining for Leon Price in the Sinbin. And Bradford soon back to 13 men. Hasn't really told on them. There he is. Lawless. Namu. But again, the ball inside, well picked up there by Anderson. Savatabur. That's a good kick. Foreman's there, he can't take it, but he was offside.
Your players are offside. Your players are offside in front of you. Yeah. Not in front of you.
Again, it's a better chase, but they're offside, so it's a pointless chase.
And a chance for more points for Bradford. Stuart Fielden, Lowe's to Anderson again. Good, strong, powerful run again by Anderson. Really taking 2 and 3 men to pull this giant down. Paul to Henry. Well tackled there. Robbie Paul again.
Lost the ball.
McCon.
I understood you there, Dale. Knock on. Huddersfield let him ball. Huddersfield let him ball.
Good effort though from Stuart Fielden.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be too disappointed. They're 90 metres away, 5 minutes on the clock, and 26-4 up, so not too unhappy with... not like that, man. I think he'd be very unhappy, John. It's been a very poor performance by the Giants.
Yes, I think he had high hopes this week. He certainly got a good mood there over at the McAlpine Stadium, but a difficult tie for the Huddersfield Sheffield New club to tackle. Price got some space down this left-hand side. Well covered. Good covering there from Namu, Riley. Offside again.
As I said, they've been very lethargic and not much better. They haven't been a threat at all. There's a lot of work to do.
I think as the England coach, John, then he can take a few pluses out of this with the likes of Leon Price.
Oh, of course, you've got Leon Price and Stuart Fielden, Lowe's. It's a pity that the Pauls weren't English.
Lowe's, good run around there to Paul. Henry Paul showing it the ball. Good pass out there to Naylor. Naylor on the power again and he's in. Oh, there's no holding that giant centre out there. And although there's not a smile on his face, a delighted Bulls coach Matthew Elliott. Terrific run. 30 points to 4.
As I said earlier, Henry Paul was heading out towards Savadabua earlier, and all of a sudden it's paid off. What he does, he runs at him, puts Savadabua in 2 minds. You watch him, it's a lovely pass. He runs straight at Savadabua. What's he going to do? Holds him up, takes him in, there's an overlap. Savadabua can't cover across. Naylor's powerful, scores. All down to Henry Paul, just creating the overlap. You can't afford to go high on Naylor. He's a giant of a centre.
And I think he's put a yard or 2 on since last season too in pace.
He's very deceptive for a big man. He isn't slow, and he just looks maybe cumbersome. His socks are rolled down. He's a gangly kind of guy, but he certainly covers the ground. He's extremely powerful.
A good haul of goals for Henry. Another one. He really is on song this afternoon, whatever the weather, sun, snow or hail. I bet he's waiting for the final whistle. But those fans are not there enjoying it. And why not? They're on their way to the draw on Sunday for the 5th round.
Very cool. When you watch him, Henry just runs at Savadabua there, puts him in 2 minds. He can't get across, and then he goes high on it.
battle, a high shot.
I think it's a great run by it was Bradford, I think, and I think the frustration, they're out of the cup. You watch this, bang, no, nothing much in that. A swinging arm should be penalised.
Oh, you keep them down.
Well, less than 30 seconds remaining here at Odsal, and Bradford maintaining their unbeaten 23-match winning run here now. A step nearer to Mollyfield and possibly a first Challenge Cup win in 51 years. He would certainly please that man, and he deserves it. The snow really coming down quite heavily here now at Odsal. Bulls coach Matthew Elliott deliberately played just one pre-season trial match. There were one or two people querying that decision, but he gambled on his players' fitness, and it's paid off.
Yeah, it was a good hit by Lovell and stole the ball, knock on, but all in vain, unfortunately.
The Giants' one last effort into stoppage time now.
Handling errors there, no, and Matthew Elliott won't be happy with 11 handling errors, but very happy with the scoreline, and you know, they're in the heart for the next round.
They certainly are. The Giants. Hardy, nice slip ball inside, but again, good covering across field from Paul Anderson. A naughty boy at the end though, holding him down, but it doesn't matter. The hooter has gone, and Bradford are first in the bag for the 5th round draw on Grandstand on Sunday. Terrific performance. 2 tries for man of the match, Leon Price, and you can't grumble at 5 tries without reply, Jonathan.
No, and knowing the draw is made, nobody want to come to Odsal. 23 games unbeaten here, 32-4, very convincing win. They look a very, very powerful outfit, extremely powerful, with the guile of the half-backs and lows. So, you know, it's a very, very convincing performance.
And plenty of good open rugby, Jonathan, despite the atrocious weather at times.
Yeah, good basic stuff, you know, very, very powerful up front, easy yardage, you know, and then the domination from a halfback. And then, of course, out wide you've got, you know, the bulk of the centres and the pace on the wings and withers. So a very, very powerful unit.
Bradford players acknowledging the support of this large and vociferous crowd, the part they play in the big matches here at Odsal. And Henry Paul as well. Just look at those conditions, yet he kicked 6 out of 7 goals. Quite a performance, Jonathan.
Yeah, as I said, he's taken the mantle of the goal kicking now from Steve McNamara, and that's a very good start for him.
Congratulations, Henry. A nice tally of goals for you. I mean, it looked as though Bradford didn't really have to extend themselves at times.
No, credit to Huddersfield, Sheffield, we did. There was a lot of effort put in with the guys, a lot of shoulders. We had to bend our backs, had to make the tackle stick, and luckily for us, we kept them pinned down in their half, and it was really difficult in the conditions.
But the Bulls' good, professional, solid defence was there in evidence today. Yeah,
well, we're playing in front of our home fans, and when you come to Odsal, you pay the price. But, I mean, all credit to Huddersfield, they tried their best. We just, like I said, we bend our backs today, we grafted, and our boys ran hard and straight, and, you know, that's what really...
A good opener for you.
Great opener for us, yeah.
Congratulations, Henry. Let's have a word with the man of the match, Leon Price. Congratulations. Couple more tries, Leon. Well done.
Yeah, a couple of tries, but really we're down to team performance today. We all worked hard, and you know, tries come easy when the forwards work hard.
Were Huddersfield, Sheffield, less strong opposition than maybe you suspected?
No, they've talked a lot this week about what they're going to do to us, but we just stuck to our task, worked hard, and you can see by the result.
Bradford didn't play many pre-season games, in fact only one, which was a subject of some controversy, but you looked fit.
Yeah, we've worked very hard in the gym. Carl Jennings, our conditioner, has worked us very hard, put us through his paces, and it just shows today.
Long time since the Cup's been here, maybe this year?
Definitely.
Well, we'll see, long way to go.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
Sounded confident, and they played confidently as well. Real battle for both those sides at the Odsal Stadium in those conditions today, but in the end it's Bradford Bulls who go through by the seemingly comfortable margin of 32 points to 4, and we've got another 4th round Challenge Cup tie live on Sunday Grandstand tomorrow.